Hey guys, I am here with the Transformers Age of Extinction review, and before we begin, there will be spoilers, because there are many story-related things that I would like to dissect and talk about here, but I guess let's start from the beginning. By the way, I know the Transformers movies are not very good. The third one is the best in my opinion, and after seeing Age of Extinction, that still stands. The third one is still my favorite. The only reason that I enjoy watching the Transformers movies, even the very bad ones, like the second one, is because I grew up with Transformers. So there's kind of like my inner child forces me to enjoy these movies. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. I know they're bad, but they're still so cool because I like to see Transformers up on the big screen. Now, Transformers Age of Extinction acts as sort of a reboot for the Transformers franchise. Notice I say sort of a reboot because it's still a continuation from the third movie, but now we've got a new cast and everything. It takes place a few years after the events of the third movie. The Autobots and the Decepticons are being hunted by the humans. At the beginning of the movie, they are very quick to kill my favorite of the old Autobot team, Ratchet, in, quite frankly, a pretty awkward death, because Ratchet is kind of like, no, cease fire, I'm an Autobot, pew, 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 and then he starts opening fire on people and shooting his guns everywhere. It's just really weird and bizarre. And it's revealed there that the humans are working with an unknown Transformer bounty hunter whose mission it is to capture Optimus Prime, and the bounty hunter's name is Lockdown. Get it? Because he's a bounty hunter, so his name is Lockdown. Yeah, I didn't think it was clever either. Mark Wahlberg is also in this movie, and he plays your generic mechanic/inventor who only has his daughter and needs to find a way to get money or he will lose his house and be unable to support his daughter. Wahlberg finds an old truck, which coincidentally turns out to be Optimus Prime himself. Now it's up to the newly revived Optimus Prime to discover why Lockdown is hunting him, why he's working with the humans to do so, and what is the mysterious Project Galvatron that the humans are making from the remnants of the dead Transformers that Lockdown kills. The movie has a promising premise. A redesign for every Transformer, a new, actually talented cast of actors that don't overact, or just plain can't act at all. They're very good. I like them. But it's a Transformers movie, so they're gonna mess it up somehow. The first thing that this movie does very wrong, it fails to make something promising out of this. Well, I guess we'll start with the human cast. They weren't very interesting, the characters that they played. They were all cliched. You've got the loving father who will do anything selflessly to save his daughter and do what is right for mankind. The badass boyfriend of the daughter with a foreign accent who the father disapproves of but then starts to respect near the end of the movie. Then the hot teenage daughter of said inventor/mechanic person who just wants to be independent yet still loves her dad. She dresses like a slut but is still very, very innocent. It's just, I don't know. The humans weren't very good. Number two, the Transformers themselves. Every Autobot is so bland and uninteresting, and some try way too hard to be cool. One of the Autobots is literally a metal samurai, complete with ancient Japanese proverbs, a Japanese accent, and katanas. Really, Michael Bay? This alien robot from another planet that doesn't have a Japan has a Japanese accent and acts like a Japanese samurai? Really? What is alien about that? They're acting like a stereotype from Earth. What is up with that? Then we have the huge, fat military robot who is army green, has big machine guns, smokes a robot cigar. He has a helmet. He's constantly spouting out military nonsense like "sound off, Optimus" and stuff. It's just like another Earth stereo. Michael, these are aliens. Why are they acting like stereotypes from Earth? Then we have this just weird one with, I don't know, when he talked, there was usually a lot of clattering going on. I don't know if it was an Australian accent or a British accent, but he had pilot goggles, human-style pilot goggles on his head, and a robot duster. A robot-style trench coat. A human trench coat. And his generic badass 2 machine guns. It's just, there we go. We got another guy with the trench coat and 2 machine guns. It's just, it's so weird. And then there's Bumblebee, who really at this point, he's a useless character. He's a pointless character. In the original 3, I can describe who Bumblebee was. He was Shia LaBeouf's protector. He was his first car and his best friend up until the end of the 3rd movie, or I guess behind the scenes until Shia LaBeouf was kicked off the script. That's what made Bumblebee so relatable, is he tied us to the Autobots and to the main character. Like, he was the bridge between Shia LaBeouf and Optimus Prime. Now he's just that yellow robot with the still broken voice box. Now, I cannot begin to explain how excited I was to hear Galvatron was going to be in this movie. Oh boy. Sure, season 3 of the original Transformers cartoon wasn't that great, but it doesn't excuse the fact that Galvatron was so cool. And he gets the Transformers movie, he just gets the Transformers movie, I don't know what to call it at this point. I don't know if it's a plague or something, but every single Transformer that is touched by this movie seems to be downgraded immensely. He's so wasted in this movie. Now, in the cartoon, Galvatron is kind of like a rebuilt version of Megatron. Megatron suffers heavy wounds that he probably won't recover from, and thanks to, I don't want to sound like a nerd, but a gigantic planet transformer resurrects him as Galvatron. He is still Megatron, but now he is bigger. He has spikes. He has this cannon. He's much more menacing and much more violent. He's this ruthless leader. He will kill anything that dare stands in his way. He usually has to be dragged out of fights because he doesn't know when to stop. He has no sense of self-preservation. He just keeps fighting and slaughtering and killing. And in this movie, he doesn't act like Galvatron. He doesn't even have the presence of Megatron. He is less Megatron, which is not what Galvatron should be. He should be Megatron +1. He's short, kind of blocky, a little bit chubby, and he has this weird orangey spiral thing on his chest, which looks really weird and cartoony, which is a huge contrast from the realism that they're trying to go for. These are what the Transformers would look like in real life. So why does he have this cartoony demon pit in his chest? It's just weird looking. And do you see his color? He's silver. That's the first mistake of Galvatron, I think, is not his personality. He's silver. In the cartoon, what was so trademark about Galvatron was he was a dark purple, horned demon. He had this deep, breathy voice. He was, oh man, he was so cool. He was so intimidating. And this Galvatron is short, silver. He looks like every single background Transformer ever. He's actually pretty hard to spot in the movie when there's a fight scene going on, because he looks like one of the generic side Transformers that get blown up every once in a while. He looks like an expendable side character. That's what Galvatron looks like, and that's a problem. See, some could argue that the purple look of the classic Galvatron would look silly in real life, but not if you do it right. If you could do it right, this could solve a problem that really Transformers has had for a while. Now, the Transformers in this movie, they are much more noticeable. Optimus Prime stands out because he's a brighter shade of, or not a brighter, I guess a more vibrant shade of blue and red. You can easily tell each of the Autobots apart. All of the Transformers, you can tell them apart. They have their own colors, they have their own physiques, they stand out in their own ways. But Galvatron he's hard to spot because he looks like the side characters. He looks like the nameless Decepticons that are blown up left and right throughout the movie. That's a problem. Give him the purple look. Make him stand out above the side characters. Because when they're shouting, "Oh no, it's Galvatron," and then I'm like, where is he? All I see are a bunch of silver robots. That's a problem. That is a big problem. And he seemed to run away every fight. The first chance he got, he bolted. "Whoa, I'm out of here, because I'm Galvatron." It's just, he's nothing like, this is not Galvatron. There were even points in the movie when I forgot that he was in it. He appeared in this movie so little. I forgot that Galvatron was in the movie. In my opinion, this is more unforgivable than what they did to the Rhino in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, because at least the Rhino is a side villain in the Spider-Man universe. Galvatron was the main villain of the Transformers cartoon, and he's been shoved in the dumpster. Why? You use the name to steal money from our wallets. That's basically what Galvatron is, because Michael Bay, you knew us diehard Transformers fans would want to see Galvatron on the big screen, so you made him put maybe $100 into his budget, because he does not show up at all in this movie. And you knew that, yet you still advertised him as being a major point in this. It's just... The Decepticons are non-existent in this movie. I will name all of the Decepticon characters. Galvatron. That's it. Those are the evil robot bounty hunter. He's not really a Decepticon. He's just a robot bounty hunter. And all of the side robots that are under Galvatron's control, they're made by humans. They were made by humans just like Galvatron, because in this movie, Galvatron was made by the humans. So, Galvatron is the only Decepticon in this movie? We're moving on. The Dinobots are in this movie, but they're the same as Galvatron. They were only used to reel you in. They show up in the final fight, and then they're gone. They don't even speak. They don't even have lines of dialogue. There's no Starscream, no Blackout, no characters that make Transformers Transformers. The ending certainly made it clear that we will be getting a few sequels, which I have no problem with. Just what I do have a problem with is I wish Michael Bay tried harder with this movie, because it doesn't seem like he tried very hard. It doesn't seem like he put all his effort into making this a good movie, a mind-blowing movie. It really felt like he was just trying to get your money, which really disappoints me, because Transformers is not about robots blowing each other up and explosions and hot chicks in danger running away in slow motion. That's not what Transformers is. Transformers is about this long fight between the Autobots and the Decepticons that these unfortunate humans are caught in the middle of and have no choice but to help the Autobots, or their whole world is just gone. And Michael Bay is just turning it into... Well, what I will say, what I will congratulate him on, is this movie is much more mature than the last three. No more sex jokes, no more, well, there are a few, but there is a minimum of obnoxious comedic relief characters. The acting, there's not a lot of overacting. There's a lot of cringeworthy overacting in this movie, but there is a lot less than the last couple of movies. Basically, Age of Extinction is not a good movie, but a step in a strange direction for the Transformers franchise. 4 out of 10 is my final verdict for this movie. And another thing, the last thing that this movie really struggles with is, in my opinion, being a good overall action movie. A family-friendly action movie. Only a Transformers fan could like this movie. The first three movies tried hard to suck you in with the mystery of the Autobots and the Decepticon war. And this one just kind of throws everything sci-fi-y at you. Your humans are already shooting alien weapons, and it's just, the humans even begin to feel like aliens at this point. I start to feel detached from them because they're doing this insane stuff that no ordinary human can do. And in the first movie, Shia LaBeouf is kind of running around screaming, and that's kind of what a human would do in this situation. It's just, I'm hoping Michael Bay realizes what he has. He has the rights to the Transformers movies. Make them good. Give us some strong Autobot characters. Make each of them different, not just carbon copies of each other. Make them memorable, make them cool. Give us a strong Galvatron, not this blocky little chubby, I don't know what he is. Let's hope the fifth one will be good. It probably won't, but oh well.